the Magic Millions. Skirt the wall has taken over and kicked away. Skirt the wall's in front and Skirt the wall's all too good. Skirt the wall's won by length and a half.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 344 and as always is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week we're going to preview our runners for Ipswich Cup Day on Saturday. But this morning I'm joined by Andrew Dunemann whilst trainer Tony Gollan dons the top hat and tails at Royal Ascot this week. Morning Andrew, tell us why Tony's made the journey over to the UK.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good story actually. We obviously bought a 2-year-old breeze-up horse about 2 months ago, and it happens to have got through to the races, come second, ran a very good second in that race, and now it goes to the Norfolk Stakes tonight. So, and also we've bought another a stallion type over there, which will run on Saturday as well, called Brereton. So very exciting over there. They're obviously having a good time, and yeah, like you said, just got dressed up and at Royal Ascot, which is where everyone wants to be, I suppose.
And a look back at last Saturday, another great result for the stable with Floozy winning the Group 2 Dane Ripper Stakes.
Yeah, obviously great for Yarraman as well. They put a lot of money into the industry and they bought that mare, and obviously it's going on now to win a Group 2 and hopefully after next week the Castillian being a Group 1. So very valuable mare, very well bred, and she's going to have a really good future in the broodmare barn.
Absolutely. Okay, on to the preview of our runners at Ipswich Cup Day on Saturday. The rail will be in the half a metre position with the track currently a soft 5. The forecast is fine weather, so every chance we'll get back to a good 4.
Yeah, hopefully for us, you know, if we can stay in that range, there is a couple of horses that we've got running that probably would like to sting out of the ground. So whether it's a 5 or a soft 5 or a good 4, they sort of can handle both conditions, so I don't think it'll affect us too much.
Okay, we start in race 1, which is the Class 3 handicap over the 1200 metres. We have Pivotal Lad running in this race. He'll carry 58.5 kilos. Angela Jones rides, and he is drawn barrier 5. With Ladbrokes at the moment, he's paying $13 to win and $3.70 for the place. He's coming off a strong finishing third when first up at this track and trip. It did win second up last preparation.
Yeah, there's plenty of speed in this race, so it's obviously going to suit Pivotal Lad, who last time got back, and that's, like you said, same track and distance. So obviously the big thing for him is going to be able to get through the traffic. So it shapes really well for him. There's three or four out and out leaders, and there's a lot of on pace runners as well. So it's just going to be on the turn whether Ange can find a path through, and if she has any sort of luck, she can definitely run top 3 again.
Okay, we go down to race 4 next, which is the benchmark 80 handicap over the 1100 metres. We'll have 2 runners in this. We'll start with Brereton. He'll carry 60.5 kilos with Emily Lang's 1.5 kilo claim. And Dermy's drawn barrier 9, and with Ladbrokes he's paying $6 to win and $2.10 for the place. Hasn't been far away in most of his races this preparation. Does drop in grade and looked good winning a trial at Deegan last week.
Yeah, again, speed's really good in this race. There's 3 out and out leaders and a couple of on-pace runners as well, which makes it tricky for Brereton where he's going to end up in the run. He's obviously drawn 9, drawn wide, and obviously we'll march forward on him. And ideal spot for him, I think, will just be probably just off the speed. If he can slot in just off the speed, he's had no luck the last 2 runs that he's been around. He's been caught wide, no luck at all. He doesn't win out a turn, but if he can slot in just off the speed, I think he's a massive chance in this race. Okay,
the other runner we have is Sicilian. She'll carry 55.5 kilos with Regan Bayliss riding, drawn barrier 4. And she is paying $12 to win at the moment with Ladbrokes and $3.30 for the place. Should be at her this preparation now. Placed first and second up before she got squeezed between runners last start when looming at the furlong.
Yeah, she's another mare. She's probably had no luck this whole prep, and even if you look back to her run in the listed race in Scone, was caught wide. It was similar last time. She had to do a stack of work early. I think from this gate, she's going to get the run of the race. I do think she's probably better just chasing a chaser as well. If you look at all of her replays, she looks gone 200 out, but when they go past us, she really kicks back and she continues finding the line. So I think if she sits in that 1-1, Regan can get the right run coming around the turn into the straight, and she's obviously performed in stakes class before, and I think if she gets the right run, she gets out at the right time, I think she can win. But Brereton it wouldn't surprise me if he runs a big race as well.
Lovely. Race 5 is the Class 6 handicap over the 1,350 metres. We have Castillian in this, and he'll carry 55 kilos with Angela Jones riding, and he'll jump from barrier 16. With Ladbrokes at the moment, he's paying $4.40 to win and $1.94 the place. Was a dominant 2.7 length winner last start at this trip at Dunemann, but has drawn the car park.
Yeah, again, if he runs, I think he's a big chance. There's no speed in this race at all, so the problem with this horse is he can't be exposed too early, so hard to say you can go forward on him. If he does get exposed, it ruins his chances. But what we are finding now is obviously after 31 starts, we think he's starting to work out the racing, and I think last time was so dominant that if he does run and he gets the right run, there's no reason why he can't go back to back.
Okay. Race 6 is the TL Cooney for the 3-year-olds over the 1,350 metres, and we will have Maragical running, and she'll carry 55 kilos. Emily Lang will ride and jump from barrier 2, and Maragical's paying $41 at the moment with Ladbrokes and $9 for the place. Has raced a lot better on top of the ground in her last 2 starts, tried to lead the journey last start over this distance, but was just swamped late with about 100 metres to go.
Yeah, that's obviously the secret of this mare, is obviously on top of the ground, so she's going to get that type of ground at this track. I do think she's better with the sit. I think when she's there to lead, she probably doesn't quite finish it off. The tight track's going to suit. I think she just lets the leaders go. You go back to a run 2 starts ago, which is what happens when she's run her best race this prep. So, and that was a big odds as well. So, look, if she gets the right run, lets them go, finds a run on the turn into the straight, then she's not the worst $41 chance you'll ever back.
Okay. Race 7 is the Listed Ipswich Cup over the 2,150 metres, a race with the stable one back in 2014 with Brave Ali. We have Felix The Scat running this year, who's been sharpening his teeth behind us there. He'll carry 53 kilos with Mark Duplessis riding, jumping from barrier 10. Felix is paying $10 to win with Ladbrokes and $3.30 for the place. Coming into this in good form with a strong win over the 1,800 metres last start. Queensland Derby place getter, so we know the trip will not be an issue for him.
Yeah, I think this race again there is a lack of speed on paper, so again it's just tricky on where he's going to end up in the run from barrier 10. He isn't a horse that wins out of turn as well, but what you did see last time, he took off at the 500, put himself into the race, and that's probably the way to ride him. It's making sure that he knows he's in a race, and I think if we do similar here, again, it's going to depend where we land from the alley. There's no speed in the race, so it's just going to be whether he can slot in, get a run, and then take off and then put himself in the race. Obviously, as we said, he's one over or placed over a derby distance, so the trip shouldn't be a problem at all. No, not at all. Okay, race 8 is the Listed Eyeliner Stakes over the 1,350 metres. A good race for the stable over the recent years with winners Snitch, I'm a Ripper and Elmer's Fury. We'll have 2 contesting it this year. We'll start with Rockribbed, who will carry 59 kilos. Emily Lang riding, barrier 7. He's paying $12 to win and $3.70 for the place at the moment with Ladbrokes. Won back-to-back races before missing the jump in the BRC Sprint last start, and that put paid to his chances, but he has had a nice trial since. Yeah, he's one, I think, the control of speed here. There's not overly massive speed in this race, but obviously it's a big field, so that could create its own speed. But on paper and what you see, I think he gets a really good run here. He can jump, he can lead them, he can control the speed. I think that's what he's done when he's had his 2 dominant wins prior to the last one where nothing went right. I think if you can get in front, control the speed, and then the ones behind you have to create their own luck. There's a couple in this race which are probably better performed horses, but I think if he can control the speed, create his own luck, and the others don't get the luck, then I think he's a really good value at $12.
Okay. The other runner we have is Devastate. He'll carry 53 kilos. Angela Jones in the saddle, barrier 8. He is paying $13 to win and $4 for the place with Ladbrokes at the moment. First up after finishing his prep with 4 consecutive placings. Hasn't won first up before, but did look pretty impressive in a trial a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's probably a horse that needs to sting out of the ground. He's one that really doesn't want to go to the good range. Yet, although saying that last prep, he did run some really good races in town on a good track, but probably just doesn't quite let down like he can when he gets that soft ground. But look, he looks to get a decent run here. He could probably get back in 1-1, and if he gets that, he's going to be every chance. He's going to put himself into the race. Just matter whether he can finish it on what is not an ideal track for him.
So how are you splitting the two of them?
Yeah, I think Rockribbed. I think it controls its own speed. I'm really worried. I think Warney, if he gets the right run, is the one to beat, and Sadaki's probably another one as well. So look, it's not an easy race, but controlling the speed at Ipswich really gives him a good chance.
Okay, we go to race 9 now, which is the Listed Gai Waterhouse Classic for the fillies and mares over 1,200 metres. 2 stable winners in recent years with Wollombi last year and Solar Star in 2020. This year we have Sunset Dreaming running 53 kilos. CJ Graham rides barrier 10. She's paying $27 to win and $6.50 for the place. She is first up for the stable and has won first up previously, 1 at the trip, and chasing some all-important black type for her new owners.
Yeah, absolutely. So Trilogy bought her at the Broodmare sales, and thanks to them guys for entrusting us with this horse. Obviously a dead set throw at the stump. She's not in very well at the weights, but one thing she has been doing, her work's been super. She worked super on Tuesday with Set to Shine, so she's coming into the race in good form. It's just going to be a matter whether she's got the quality of those better performed, higher rated horses, and after this race we'll see where we go with her.
Okay. So we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is the stable's best winning chance at Ipswich on Saturday?
I think Tony's done this before. I probably haven't got a standout. I think it's a really tough day for us. We're going to need ones to get luck. So I'm going to take 2 each way bets, and they are Sicilian and Rockribbed.
Okay, and your best at the provincials, we've got the Gold Coast on Saturday, the Sunshine Coast on Sunday, and also Toowoomba on Monday. Yeah,
I'm going to go back to the hometown. I'm going to go Minjella up at Toowoomba on Monday.
Okay, and your best track worker this week?
Yeah, there's quite a number of track work that work really well. Obviously, I said before, Sunset Dreaming, Maragical worked really well, but I'll stick with Rockribbed.
Okay. Now it is time for Cavs Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Just missed his multi last week. He did land floozy in his second leg, but missed his first leg with High Barbie by less than a length, and she was motoring home too. Let's see if he can break through at Ipswich this week.
Welcome to Cavs Corner for this week. Thought I was a touch unlucky last week. Anyway, this week we'll go to Ipswich. We'll go Sicilian, a place, into Felix The Scat, a place. You get around $9.60 for the dollar dividend. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone Sicilian, a place, into Felix The Scat, a place.
All right.
At least Felix is big enough to carry his weight. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, obviously I'm with him on Sicilian. Just hope that she gets the run that we think she will, and obviously Felix is probably back in a bit of form. So, it's not the strongest Ipswich Cup, so there's no reason why he can't place it. Definitely in that race.
Okay. Good luck on Saturday. Hopefully the stable will be celebrating out in the infield with a few winners and everyone with their white shoes and wraparound shades.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good day up there. They do a great job, and if you haven't been to one, it's definitely got to be on your bucket list. And Patchy and the guys up there do a really good job, and this day is a big one for them, and hopefully we can get a winner or two.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everyone over the weekend.